John Ashley with Prestige Curb Appeal. We do residential and commercial pressure washing. We do everything from roofs, houses, and driveways. Commercial-wise, we do shopping centers, parking lots, everything, you name it. It really helps and makes you feel good and increases the property value. Give me a call, 865-621-1004. We'd love the opportunity to give you a quote, come out and see your house, even look at your driveway.
Well, good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Sure hope you're having a great day today. It's going to be a great day today and tomorrow. Not a bad weekend whatsoever, although the Storm Prediction Center has put us under a level 1 risk for isolated, strong, or severe thunderstorms today. So I'm going to walk you through that futurecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Of course, we're going over national holidays. I've not even looked at those yet, and I've got some great Witcher's pictures to share with you here this morning as well. So Julie, Rachel, Dwayne, Lisa, Linda, and Brent, good morning to you all. Sure hope you have a great day. What's in store for the day today? Let me know in the chat what you have planned. I've got to take one of my kids to a birthday party at noon. Over at Onsite, you know that rock climbing thing over in Northwest Knoxville off of Western Avenue? Great little place there. I want to start you off with a live view here this morning from Fox Road Marina, looking down toward Concord Marina, and a gorgeous start to the day. Is that not just beautiful? Absolutely beautiful weather. Of course, the map right above me is our next map we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be highlighting the rainfall that we've seen over the last 24 hours. But enjoy your morning. It's a great start to the day. We didn't see a whole lot of rainfall yesterday. A trace in a lot of locations, but isolated thunderstorms developed, locally heavy rainfall. That was the story yesterday. I think we'll have a little bit better coverage of rainfall throughout the day today, but not a total washout. So don't cancel any of those outdoor plans. Just make sure you keep an eye to the sky and scan that QR code at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. That will take you to your app store, whether you're Android or iPhone, eliminating a couple of steps by going to my website. But I do have links on the website as well. Or you could just search East TN Weather, all one word, from your app store, and that will take you right there. Look for the orange TN and the white lightning bolt. All right, temperatures yesterday topped out in the 80s and 90s. I always like to keep you in check. Yesterday I was forecasting on Friday 91 degrees with about a 20% chance of rain. I think that pretty much held true yesterday. So let's see how today plays out, shall we? A ridge of high pressure is dominating across the southeastern U.S. at the surface. So what we're looking at are surface futures. Whenever high pressure, you get clockwise rotation around high pressure. And so whenever high pressure is to our south and east, that's opening the Gulf doors to allow more moisture to move on in. And it's been muggy, but the dew points and humidity will continue to increase here over the next couple of days. There's a cold front to our northwest, but that's not going to move its way into our area. That slips off to our north. However, when you look at mid-level energy and spin, vorticity is also known as it's known as vorticity. Those are little waves in the atmosphere. I try to tell you this every day. I try to give you a little bit of science behind why the weather is going to be playing out the way it's going to be playing out. And as this little trough over St. Louis starts to dig its way towards the upper Midwest, or moves its way into the upper Midwest, that's going to provide us enough little energy, a little ripples in the atmosphere to spark off a few more showers and thunderstorms. Of course, we're going to bring it down locally here in a second, but as I mentioned, the Storm Prediction Center has put us under a level 1 risk here across the state of Tennessee, a level 2 risk from basically Paducah up to Columbus and Indianapolis, in and around the Great Lakes area. But here in East Tennessee, we are under a level 1 for the entire area. We've got a lot of energy in the atmosphere, a lot of buoyancy, and we've got a little bit more wind shear in the atmosphere throughout the day today that could help to promote some strong thunderstorms. Now, when we're talking strong thunderstorms, we're talking major, the main threat being damaging wind gusts, upwards of about 40 to 60 miles per hour, but again, isolated in nature. So let's bring our future cast to light here. We pick up our timeline at 8 o'clock, running through noon. Not much activity, so the morning hours are going to be fantastic time. It is going to be a fantastic time anyways, to get out and get your morning errands done, if you will. Because as we get into the afternoon, those storms are going to be moving in from the west to southwest-ish today. More of a westerly flow in the atmosphere here today. There's 3 o'clock. And again, some of those storms, even though they don't look impressive on the futurecast, this is just model data, know that the atmosphere is conducive to produce a few isolated storms. So if you're heading off to the lakes, the swimming pools, the splash pads, doing some hiking, or maybe heading up to Cades Cove. I see somebody talking about Cades Cove, Dr. Logan Elliott. What's up, buddy? How are you this morning? Good morning, Mike. Hoping to go to Cades Cove today, but we will see what the forecast says. Well, I think you'll be good. Just and you're not at the peaks of the Smokies up in Cades Cove. What, the elevation's only about 1,200, I think, something like that. It's not as high as you think it is when you're talking about the Smoky Mountain National Park, and it's always hot at Cades Cove. But just keep in mind, we do have a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. A couple of those could become strong or severe. When you look at your rainfall forecast around the area, again, it's going to be hit and miss. So I'd say go for it. Just know that maybe a storm or two might pop up and enjoy it. And if you grab some great photos, Dr. Logan, I would love for you to share those with us on the East Tennessee Weather app and under Witcher's Pictures. I'll show you what that looks like with your app what the app looks like here in just a second in case you don't have it. There's a lot of folks that still don't have the app. That's why I talk about it every single day. All right, forecast rainfall. Here we go. Spotty in nature. Again, I talked about that. So moving right along and talking about those temperatures for the day today and the risk for some isolated strong thunderstorms. So as I mentioned, our greatest risk is going to be damaging wind and locally heavy rainfall. The Weather Prediction Center has put us under a level 1 risk for localized flooding and flash flooding. So we have to deal with that across parts of the mountains of East Tennessee, or at least the foothills anyways. When you break it down, I'm going low category for damaging wind gusts because it's not going to be widespread. We're talking 40 to 60 mile per hour winds. Remember, damaging winds start at 58 miles per hour. That's when a severe thunderstorm warning would be issued by the National Weather Service. Not a chance when it comes to tornadoes. Pea-size hail, if anything, our freezing level is about 13,000 feet or so that's pretty high. So when the freezing level is higher, yes, we can get hail to form into the clouds, but you get full melting, or mostly you get full melting out of some of those storms. So pea-size hail at best, if anything at all, and then medium category for localized flooding and flash flooding concerns. Now, we've had a little bit of fog out there, not a big deal. Rivers and lakes, for the most part, if you've seen some rain over the last couple of days, or even yesterday, you may run into some fog, but shouldn't slow you down this morning. 60s and 70s, so temperatures haven't changed a whole lot here over the last couple of days, and they're really not going to. We're going to continue to see those low temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We're in a solid July weather pattern. 1 o'clock today, we're at 88, warming all the way up into the low 90s. So everybody today should be in the low 90s, so that stretch of 90s continues. I think today, because we hit it yesterday, I think today would be day number 20, I believe. And then we potentially have 7 more days, so on average, we get about 34 days of 90 degrees or hotter. And I think today is number 20. I'll have to do some math. But either way, the heat index value is going to be well over the 90s and then pushing close to 100 degrees, especially across the Sequatchie Valley, down across the Southern Valley, mid to upper 90s. So a hot and muggy day. And that UV index is going to be on the high side. So Sunburn City, if you're going to be out and about, make sure you lather up with some sunscreen. You don't want to get sunburned. Nobody wants that. It's not fun. Evening forecast, 87 by 6, dropping down to 77 degrees by 10 o'clock here tonight. If you're heading off to the ball games here tonight, I think we have another Smokies game tonight. My wife and I went on a date night last night. I'll talk more about that here in a moment. Mid-level energy and spin. This is for your Sunday now. So that ridge of high pressure in the mid-levels is going to be retrograding for the most part, meaning it's going to be moving its way from east to west. And that's called retrograding. And because most of our storms come from the west and move east, that ridge is sliding a little bit further to the west. And so tomorrow, that's going to give us more of a northwesterly flow to the atmosphere. So today, you'll look off to the west and a little bit southwest for storms to be firing up and seeing if they're going to move into your area. Tomorrow, look off to the west, northwest, and it's all based on the orientation of where that ridge of high pressure. And you can see our futurecast is picking up on that. So tomorrow, we'll have less coverage of rainfall, no severe weather threat, but a chance for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms throughout our Sunday. So just kind of play it by ear. Don't cancel any outdoor plans. It should be just fine. And when you look at your 2-day rainfall today and tomorrow, we'll have a little bit better chance for a few more of us hopefully getting a little bit more rain and hopefully some decent rain. Again, on average, this is the wettest month of the year. We typically pick up about 5.25 inches of rainfall. Of course, the mountains pick up, and the mountains and the plateau typically pick up a lot more than what we do here in the valley. Your Sunday forecast, we start off at 72. We warm to 85 by noon, and our goal on Sunday is going to be back into the 90s with that heat index value back to the upper 90s to low 100s. No relief yet. But there may be some changes. We should see how this all plays out. It's not really showing up yet on the future or on our heat index values, because our heat index values are going to stay in the upper 90s to low 100s. Dew points stay in the low to mid 70s. So that sticky summer feel, and the cicadas are loud at night. Did you see my video on social media last night? Oh man, they were blasting a huge concert in my backyard last night. All right, basically a 30 to 40% chance of rain across the 7-day stretch. However, Thursday and Friday, we have another trough and a potential cold front to swing through the area. And if this does happen, maybe we'll get a relief by next Saturday, Sunday with some dew points. We'll see how this all plays out, but that 40% chance of rain Thursday and Friday will likely be tailored up. It's day number 6 and 7 on the 7-day forecast, so we'll start lower, but just know Thursday and Friday probably gives us our greatest extent of rain. And let me explain. By the Weather Prediction Center, this is just a general broad-brushed idea of who's going to get rain and how much. Today and tomorrow around the region, really not a ton, even here at home. We're going to add a little bit more to that on Monday. But really, as we go through their 5-day stretch in the valley locations, again, not a ton, generally speaking. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get it with those afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and some of you may end up with more than 2 inches of rain by the end of the week. But the general idea is this gives us an idea of, like, do we have widespread rain? No, we don't. But with that cold front coming through, you can see how it's going to fill in as we get into Thursday, Friday. So we do have a better opportunity to round out the week for a little bit more rainfall to work its way back in. All right, your 7-day forecast, scattered showers today and tomorrow, but less coverage on Sunday than today, even though I have about a 40% chance of rain. Should be down to about a 30%. I think I forgot to change that. I apologize there. And then we'll hang on to about a 20 to 30% chance of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, we'll bump that up, but likely to see increased coverage of rainfall to round out the week. If any of you want to head up to the higher elevations and do some hiking up in the national park, if you want to beat the heat, that's the place to go. Here's a live look in downtown Gatlinburg this morning. So if you're joining us from Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, a nice quiet start to the day. It's going to be a fantastic day, but watch out for those showers and thunderstorms. All right, let's go to the chat and say hi to everybody. See what's going on this morning. Anybody have anything great going on today? Dr. Elliott, of course, wants to go to Cades Cove. Dr. Logan Elliott. Dr. Elliott. What kind of doctor are you there? Is that just what you put on YouTube, or are you actually a real doctor? Let us know. Be curious to see what kind of doctor you are. All right, going to be enjoying soaking up some vitamin D. There we go. It was a long week inside the work office. Yes, my friend. Yes, it is. I spend a lot of time in the studio. Nice air conditioned. Sometimes I walk outside and I'm like, yeah, it's hot. It's real hot. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Raise your hand if you're going to Windy City Grill's 10th birthday celebration this afternoon. Aaron, give us more information. What is Windy City Grill? They're having their 10th celebration here today. That's fantastic. So big shout out to them. Windy City Grill. What is it? Where is it located? Throw it in the chat so we all can find out. Morning, Brian. How are you this morning? I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Let's see. I'm going to go to Oak Ridge Pool today. Do you know what the UV index is going to be? I think it's about 11. I think you're going to have a UV index of about 11. So it doesn't take much time, about 15 minutes to start getting a sunburn. There we go. Ruth says a lot of vendors here at the Parkway Drive-In. That's cool. Douglas Lake. There we go. You heading off to the lake this morning, Danny? This afternoon? Go this morning. This is perfect lake weather, perfect paddleboarding, kayaking, just getting out and enjoying. I told my wife the other day, I said, I really want to we haven't been up to the Smoky Mountains for a while. I want to get up there. I love the Smoky Mountains. They're absolutely beautiful. We used to be big backpackers back in the day before we had kids. And so we don't get to do that anymore, at least as of right now. One day we'll probably be able to get out there and do it again. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out, huh? Headed to Georgia, how's the weather? Scattered showers or pop-up showers and thunderstorms, pretty much the same as it is here. Afternoon, summertime thunderstorms are going to be with us for sure. There we go. John Ashley, the sponsorship here this morning. There's his phone number right now. He did do our house, and you'll see his commercials, and you saw his commercial at the very beginning. Big shout out to John. Does a great job with pressure washing the houses, and thanks for the sponsorship. Hopefully, we're doing you well here this morning, John. Hopefully you're doing well. And it's going to be another hot day, so if you're out doing some pressure washing. Are you hitting the lake this weekend, John? I know you got a boat. But yes, don't forget to book a house wash. It does do. We took our dog for the walk. Let me just say this. We took our dog for a walk last night, and we were walking back towards the house, and I was like, gosh, our driveway still looks amazing and white when it used to look gross and brown and dirty. That's thanks to John. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's going to start booking Christmas lights. There we go, John. Yeah, so he does pressure washing in the summertime. He's sticking with East Tennessee Weather as an advertiser through the holiday season. So you can start booking if you want your house decked in the halls for the holiday spirit with Christmas lights. John's your guy. So give him a shout. His number is right there on the screen. You can see it right there as well. Of course, we're going to be running more commercials for him on that coming up in just a few minutes. Some yard work and then floating in the backyard is it in your future? Brent, I may be stopping down later on today. And going to be doing a cannonball in your swimming pool. Maybe before my kid heads off to his birthday party or after. Oh, boating season. There we go, John. Yeah, Brian, you're right. Not going to put that up on the chat, but you are 100% right. All right. Katrina says, it's time for the national holiday, shall we? We got some great Witcher's pictures to share with you this morning as well. So let's take you back outside. If you're heading off to the lakes today, let's show you Fort Loudon. How about that view this morning? Got Fort Loudon Dam right there at the eaves of the boat dock. This is at a boat dock. And it's a really cool view. You can check out those time lapses as well online at easttnweather.com. I have time lapses for all my cameras. Most of them anyways, right there. They time lapse from the previous day. So if you want to check out yesterday's time lapse, just log on to easttnweather.com. All right, let's check in on those national holidays. Of course, we're celebrating them birthdays and events today. If you have a birthday, give us a big shout out. I'll give you a big shout out. And then, of course, everybody on the platform will also give you a big shout out. Right, friends? That's what you do when it's somebody's birthday. You're always like, happy birthday, happy birthday. Anyway, so we're celebrating birthdays and events today. Where'd they go? Well, apparently they don't have that on the national holiday today, but here we go. All right, so today is, do they not? Yeah, I guess they don't. Anyways, today is Eat Your Jell-O Day. Do you like Jell-O? And what is your favorite Jell-O? Or do you like mock Jell-O shots? My wife makes some amazing mock Jell-O shots. Well, and some other Jell-O shots too, but mock for the kids. Anyways, they're super creamy, super awesome. Never had them before. They're really, really good. All right, it's National Paper Bag Day. Do you choose paper or plastic? You know, if you go to other places in the country, you either A, have to pay for your bags, you take your own bags, and some states, I think California, I think Colorado, you now have to pay for plastic if you want a plastic bag. But California, I don't think, allows plastic bags anymore. I am not a huge fan of plastic bags. I'm not going to get on my soapbox this morning, but whenever I go to the grocery store and they pack your groceries for you, I'm like, just jam everything into one bag if you can. They're like, well, sir, you've got this, you've got that. I don't care. It does not matter. Okay, then I'll double bag it for you. Nope, don't want a double bag. That's a waste. If it breaks, that's my fault. That's on me. But we'll hold it as we get to the car. Try to use less plastic, which is near to impossible in our society today. It's National Pecan Pie Day. Do you like pecan pie? Pecan pie is pretty good. I like a good sugar pie. I like a pecan pie, but take the pecans out of it, although I do like pecans. A little bit more now in my older age than I did when I was younger. Wouldn't touch pecan pie with a 10-foot pole back in the day for Thanksgiving, Christmases. But now I will. They're good. Not my favorite pie, though. It's National Different Colored Eyes Day. Do you have different colored eyes? Let me know in the chat. That's pretty cool. Like that person's got blue and green. Mine are solid blue. My kids are blue. My brothers are blue. Yeah. National Simplicity Day. Clean up your house. Simplify things. You know, that's one thing that I think is amazing when you doing some spring cleaning, doing fall cleaning, throwing away things. But is your house simple and organized? Or is your house cluttered and unorganized, but it's a organized clutter? I feel like if you live and you have kids and you have a full-time job, our houses can be a cluttered organization, right? Am I wrong on that one? But sometimes you go into people's houses and you're like, I mean, do you live in this house? How do you have time to clean this much? Or have they simplified their lives to make it cleaner. Hopefully, with our new kitchen rebuild, that's still not happening yet. Still going through the design process. For those of you that don't know, we had a small kitchen fire. It has been a disaster. That happened on February 15th. It is now almost July 15th. You do the math on that one. We lived in a hotel for a month. It was a disaster. We're still dealing with it and still cooking on 2 little tiny induction stoves. And the only reason we have 2 is because Layla, a good friend of ours who joins us on the platform every once in a while, came over and brought us another induction stove. So we have 2 stoves now to cook on. But we were cooking on one for a while. Anyways, I digress. The point of the story is hopefully this kitchen helps us to simplify or at least organize the kitchen a little bit better than the way our kitchen currently is, which, well, was. Not really is anymore because there's not, I mean, we do have a kitchen. We just don't have a stove and a microwave. All right, those are your national holidays for the day. That's not the wrong button. Let's take you back outside. I know you can see me switching cameras here, but let's take you to downtown Clinton this morning. Cool view. Big shout out to Clinton this morning. Looking for something to do? I'm a big fan. Aspire Park is always great. You can grab food, beverages, hike, bike, let the kids run around on some of the several playgrounds and enjoy that. Good morning, Luella. How are you this morning? Vitamin D on Douglas Lake, my friend. There you go. Love it. Oh, they are an awesome family-friendly bar restaurant on 411 in Maryville. That's awesome. 10th anniversary celebration going on there. More in the chat. Let's see. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie. All right. Miranda likes pecan pie. Brian likes pecan pie. John Ashley's a sucker for some good pecan pie. Bring it on. Pecan pie is your favorite. All right. Pecan pie with ice cream. There we go. Good morning, Phyllis. How are you this morning? There we go. Deborah says, really foggy in North Carolina this morning. Sent a picture. We've got pictures coming up here right now. So let's go ahead and talk about some Witcher's pictures this morning. If you have shared them with the East Tennessee Weather app, I appreciate it. We do have some good ones to share with you. How about this one right here? This is a great one. A good old solid thunderstorm. Let me make it smaller so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Good old solid thunderstorm. So if you want to share photos like this, scan that QR code, download the East Tennessee Weather app, and just scroll to Witcher's Pictures. That's where you can submit a photo. This one was sent in by, let's see if we can't get it on screen here, though. So this one's sent in by Eli Bray. Thunder shower just to the southeast of Church Hill around 8:30 on Friday evening. So we had a great one there. Thanks, Eli. He is also a Witcher weather watcher. This one's a really cool one. Talk about a rain shaft. Oh no, we're gonna have to switch that up here. Let's rotate that. There we go. Look at that. Look at that rain shaft right there. That's a cool view right there. So that one is coming in from Melissa Culbertson. Melissa Culbertson, she says cloud burst over Laurel Run Park in Church Hill. So likely the same storm that. And she posted that at 9:08 p.m. So likely the same storm that Eli was talking about, and just absolutely mind-blowing. I've got another great shot of the moon. How about this one? This one's going to blow you away. How crystal clear is that shot right there? That one's coming in from Joey Exum. Joey Exum. He didn't say where it was, but I see a lake. I think it's Maryville. I think he sends those to me from Maryville. It's from his drone. I don't know. That just looks like almost AI type thing. And maybe it is. Sometimes you can't tell anymore these days. Let's see. He's got a couple other ones here. Let's see if they change any. Oh, no, I think they're the same ones. Anyways, great photos. So share those with the East Tennessee Weather app. And again, if you want to learn how to do that, here's what it looks like if you open up the East Tennessee Weather app. If you don't have the app, this is what you're going to get. You open it up. You get your forecast at the top. You get 1 minute with Witcher, which will update after this live broadcast. You get your full forecast or traditional forecast, but I spend a lot of time explaining the weather. So they're typically a little bit longer than your traditional forecast you'd see on on the local news. But if you scroll down, interactive radar is going to be great. Don't forget about that. It gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours based on the storm motion in the atmosphere. You'll get lightning notifications. And if you do get a lightning notification on your cell phone, don't just swipe it away. Click on it. That will open up the interactive radar. And then all you have to do is once the interactive radar is open, you just push play. I'm on the wrong radar here. Oh, no, I'm not. You just push play. And so that, obviously, we don't have anything going on here, but that's your past. It pauses at the current and then goes into a future cast of 2 hours. Let's see if we have any storms out there that I can highlight this, see if this will work. Sometimes it doesn't work on the computer as well as it does on your cell phone. So here we go. Futurecast, there we go. There's your past 2 hours. So this is up in the Missouri. And there's your futurecast of 2 hours. So based on storm motion going on right now, it's a wealth of weather information. So if you get that lightning notification, click on it and see if the storms, just because you have lightning within 15 miles doesn't necessarily mean that the storm is moving on in. And that's where that interactive radar of 2 hours and the futurecast is really a benefit, because maybe the storms are moving away from you. Maybe they're moving towards you. And then, of course, if you scroll down, there's Witcher's pictures. If you click on that, you can take a picture right there or submit a picture from your camera roll. Put as much information in as you possibly can to help me and share those photos, because I like to share a lot of those on social media and debut your views from your eyes. And then if you go down to this one, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That just, if you click on that button, it'll take you right to YouTube. You can watch East Tennessee Weather live. That's where I'm broadcasting live right there. But more importantly, click on that subscribe button and help populate the platform a little bit more. And don't forget that East Tennessee Weather is also on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, all social media. You can put East Tennessee Weather up on the big screen there as well. I do have more to share with you. Don't go away quite yet. I do have to give a big shout out to my wife this morning. She's just absolutely beautiful. I love my wife. And we don't get to do it very often because we have kids. It's hard. You know, if you have kids, you know how it is. Second you leave the house, it's just cost you like $100 just in babysitters. But we had a chance to go on a date night last night, and we went there. We go, let's make that a little bit smaller. We don't get to do it very often. I'll cover up my face. You don't want to see me. So we went to Kefi in the Old City, which is an amazing Mediterranean Greek food place. We had flaming fried cheese. That was good. I had moussaka, and she had sort of a tomato-based covered piece of salmon, and that was just so good. So that is what we did yesterday. And let's see if she's going to get mad at me for sharing these without editing them first. But then that's inside. So we got a chance to hang out and connect again. And then we had a chance to go over to the Oak Room. And so if you know that a Bridge Brewing Company airs, a good friend of mine, Jesse, who owns Jesse Bowers, who owns the Bridge Brewing Company, and they've got several locations now. They have a food truck and stuff, but they also have a place called the Oak Room in the Old City. Well, not, it's off of, it's in Happy Holler, I should say. Anyways, they do a lot of oaked, aged, different drinks, whether it's different kinds of beers, sours, this, that, and the other. And so it's really, really cool, quaint, small place, but different from what you'll ever see anywhere else, really, around town that I'm aware of, anyways. And so maybe check that out, everyone. So anyways, after dinner, we went down there, and then, of course, we came home, and we're like, okay, it's time for bed. She's got to work today, and I got to get up early. And so here we are. Do you get a chance to go on any dates? Hopefully you do. If you, thanks, Beverly. I appreciate that. Good morning, Janet. How are you this morning? Hopefully you have a chance to get on some dates. Try to never stop dating your spouse. I think it's tough when you have full-time jobs, you're running two businesses, you've got kids that are in activities. It can be tough, right? But I highly recommend it as much as you possibly can. And you don't have to spend a lot of money, right? We say that all the time. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can just go sit at a park and swing on a swing and just chit-chat. Just the point is trying to get away as much as you possibly can. Keep that relationship. Always date your spouse. Try to. Life is hard. Life is hard. That is for sure. Thanks, Janet. I appreciate that. Again, download the East Tennessee Weather app. If you scan that QR code right there, and this is a new QR code to the platform, it will take you right to your app store, whether you have Android or iPhone. Again, I'm on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, all social media. And if you follow the East Tennessee weather page on Facebook, that page will eventually be going away. I'm going to be transitioning everything over to Mike Witcher TV Facebook page. It just doesn't make sense to have so much redundancy out there. And we're just continuing to grow every single day. So thank you. Thank you every day for all the love and the support that you give me, my family, my business, and our community as well. That's great. Enjoy your Saturday. I'll be broadcasting live tomorrow morning, Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, of course, for Wake Up with Witcher, and Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning. Check in on the app, track the storms with the interactive radar, and just make it a great day. If you're joining on the app and you've joined in late, I'll send you back to the 24-hour channel. You'll get your forecast from yours truly coming up in just a moment. All right, my friends, have a great weekend. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. See you tomorrow.